It's a beautiful morning.
Time. It's time. It's time. It's Commissioner Cooper, and it's time for TSS Fantasy. Yeah. 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 It's Commissioner Cooper, and it's time.
How the fuck you got me up this damn early, Jason?
It's time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it's Sunday Fun Day. You're waking up with TSS Fantasy.
Yeah! Waking up all right. Here you go.
We did not understand a word Fred said, but at least we know it's Sunday a.m. and it's time to wake up. Only Freddie would wake up with a mask and a bat on. That means he's ready for football.
I am so ready. I'm so ready. Let's go.
Can't even breathe in his mask. He's so ready. Let's get the introduction started. Welcome into the studio, Justin Jesus Herrera.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Let's go. It's football time. It's time, make or break time. Let's get into it. By the way, Fred, I love your bill, bro. I love that it's got fucking the Empire State of Mind stuff on it. Yeah, I love it. Empire State Building, love the bill. Let's go, man. If you don't know, TSS.com, get those last minute rankings. I think we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on, but a little foreshadowing never hurts.
We will be talking about those, that's for sure. Let's welcome into the studio. He's so pumped and ready. Got a bat ready to go. The Jester Freddie, the Jester Reyes. Welcome to the studio.
Damn right. Ain't no smiling this time. It's time for the season. I got to do everything I can to get myself hyped up and these damn Jets. Let's go. Follow me at TSS Jester. I'm ready.
All right. Fred bringing the energy. That's what you want on a Sunday morning, right? You want somebody yelling in your face.
Joe Flacco, take notice, man. That energy's for you, Joe.
Something we especially want in the morning is a glass of OJ. After a long absence, let's welcome back to the studio Greg OJ, the Juice is Loose Mayor.
Fellas, it's football opening day. It's Sunday. It's back. I'm hype. I'm ready. Let's go. Everybody 0-0, except for the Jets.
Counting the L already. God, come on. All right, let's get on with it. Don't forget, later on, we got lots of good guests for our show today. We got Brian's about to come in from the injured list, going to bring us all the injury news. So make sure you want to check that out. Mikey Betts will be in later as well to bring us our bets of the day. And Jay the Plug's got a little plug of the week, so we'll be hearing from him as well. As Justin alluded to, go to TSSFantasy.com. All of our rankings are up right now. You can sit there and go over some things, compare. Shop and compare is what I always say. I get everyone's rankings. I look at everyone. Just check everyone out. Just compare. See where you're at. But I always say go with your gut, nonetheless. All right, don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's real easy. If you do, you're entered to win a CJ 2K signed football. I mean, it's just that easy. Go hit that subscribe button right away. Also, don't forget, we're not on Underdog. Go get to Underdog Fantasy. They do lots of daily stuff. We'll be talking to TSS later. Get on Underdog. Use the promo code TSS. We are going to double your deposit up to $100. Isn't that crazy enough? We're also now, don't forget, we're on the Fantasy Football Network, so you can check us out on there on our Sunday morning show. And don't forget, always check out everything on Belly Up Sports. We got everything from wrestling to racing. We got it all covered for you. Well, I kind of messed my intro up, but I'll just do it anyway. Justin, why do we give all these crazy giveaways away?
Should I do both parts?
Might as well.
Well, to quote Nick Flanders Macaronis, it's because we can. Yeah. But to bring the power and energy, it's because of the fantasy show with the people.
The people.
The people indeed. Let's get this started, guys. It's Sunday Funny. Like I said, we got so much good action. We're going to start, though, with a little bit of weather.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
isn't just snow. This is flurries. It's coming down, and it clearly affected Matthew Stafford.
See, I don't know if you noticed, the bright, sunshiny day was right over Hard Rock. I don't know.
Even
I
Hard Rock
noticed.
there.
I noticed.
Unbelievable.
I noticed. Trust
It's
me, I noticed.
America's team. We're getting pumped up for today. All right, so here we go. Let's go through the weather. A lot of dome games today, too, so don't have to worry about that there. Green Bay at Minnesota, one of them. KC at Arizona, that's another one in the dome. Lots about the LV. Raiders at the Chargers, that's also in a dome. Eagles at Lions in a dome, and Saints at Falcons in a dome. So we've got some good dome games. You got kickers in those matches. Those are the ones where you want to definitely get your kicker in. Someone you might not want to get your kicker in, 49ers at Chicago today. 70 degrees, rain is forecasted. Winds 7 miles an hour, so not like a big storm or anything, but something to take wary of. We talked about that earlier, the matchup. Look for the run games in this. Watch your quarterbacks in this one. Check that out. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Steelers at Bengals, 76 degrees, mostly cloudy, 5 mile an hour winds. Patriots at America's team. Guess what? It's
Muggy.
hot. It's sticky. That's like on my tank top on. We about to hit the car and head down there and sweat our butts off today. And guess what, Patriots? You're gonna be sweating too. I don't care how long you've been down here. 90 degrees, humid, and winds at 90 miles an hour. 99
I don't think
miles
the
an hour.
weather's going to be an issue for the Patriots, though.
Hey, that's
I think it's
right.
South Beach the night before.
Hey, if you come down here partying too much, I think Bill Belichick's not letting him do that, bro. He already knows. Like they came down here for business. They better be anyway.
Bill
All right,
Belichick's going to every room. He's got a key card to every room. He's like, "You in there? You in there?
You better get
You're gonna be off the team if you ain't."
Going to the Ravens at Jets matchup, 76 degrees, overcast, and 3 miles an hour. So it doesn't look like wind will affect anything or the weather. Jags will be facing the Commanders. It's 73 there as well. Possible light rain scheduled. So I want to watch out. A 7 miles an hour wind. Browns at Panthers, 79 degrees. Humid, it says, but 5 miles, and also overcast as well. So we might see some light rain in a couple of these games. Colts at Houston, it says clear. I thought Houston was a dome, but I guess they got it opened up or whatever. What the hell do I know? Giants at the Titans, 79 degrees, humid, mostly cloudy, 8 miles an hour, 8 mile an hour winds. Bucks at the Cowboys, 83 degrees, 8 mile an hour winds. It's clear there as well. And for the Monday nighter, Broncos at the Seahawks, 75 degrees, clear, 5 mile an hour. So I'm sorry, Seahawks, the weather not going to save you on Monday night. All right, that's the weather rundown. Now, as our season progresses, those things will mean a little bit more as we get a little more weather and stuff that gets on. But again, make sure you watch those watch those weather reports. If you got quarterbacks, kickers, you want to watch the winds and the rains and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure it's those things you got to be thinking about. Speaking of other things we got to think about, how about injuries? I mean, that's things we unfortunately always got to think about. We have an injury expert in the building, so we're about to bring him in. Let's welcome in Brian Scott from the Injury Report.
Evans came in. Oh, boy. Let's hope he's okay.
Brian Scott from the Injured List, welcome into the studio, my friend.
Hello, gentlemen. How we doing?
We are doing great. We appreciate you being here because, we know a few things, but injuries we don't know anything about. So that's why we bring the experts in so they can tell us. We got a lot of guys that have popped up just kind of crazily towards the end of the week, and just a lot of questions on who's starting and who's not. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, so I've got a few very last-minute additions to their respective teams' injured lists, which I know you guys, I'm sure, are going to be questioning. So I'm going to go right to those guys first. And Dak Prescott popped up on the Cowboys injured list unexpectedly after he had some ankle soreness. Skip Bayless started freaking out in his talk show on ESPN, which, I'm not surprised by. But this is not anything that's unexpected. When you consider that he had a pretty nasty ankle fracture dislocation about 2 seasons ago, He's going to be dealing with this basically the rest of his career. So I'm not too worried about it. Dak was quoted as saying that he feels pretty good, or he feels great, I should say, and it's not going to hamper his ability to be out in the field for their opening game week 1. I don't think it's going to affect his play. Apparently, he was experimenting with some different cleats that he normally doesn't wear and transitioned back to the ones he does wear and then experienced some ankle soreness. So they pulled him out of practice early just as a precautionary measure, which sounds to me like it's very legit, and I don't foresee this as being an issue. So no worries there if you got Dak in your fantasy lineup. Another guy who unexpectedly popped up on the team's injured list was Christian McCaffrey. Apparently, he had like a cleat to the shin, which caused some type of cut, and everybody started freaking out here in Carolina, where I live. Even though I'm from New York, I still follow the Panthers because I'm, a local guy. So nothing to worry about. Apparently, Matt Rule, the head coach, said the only reason he came up on the injured list was because of protocol. They had to put him on there. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have even mentioned it. And I don't think this is an issue. Don't everybody stop freaking out. Another guy who popped up late in the week on the injured list was the 49ers tight end George Kittle with a groin strain. Now, this is a little bit more concerning just because of his position, and the groin injuries tend to be very difficult to treat and can be quite nagging. He's listed as questionable heading into the game Sunday here, so we'll have to see. It could be kind of a game time decision. Not sure the severity of the injury. It happened late on the week. I think it actually happened on Friday. So that's a problem because you really can't test it out until game time. So you might have to kind of pay attention to warm-ups and listen to your, broadcast to see where he's at and whether he's going to actually play. Another guy that's been kind of on the fence too at the tight end position is Zach Ertz. He apparently injured his his calf earlier in the week, had some limited practice on Wednesday, then sat out practice on Thursday, then had a limited practice on Friday. Again, this could be a game time decision. Calf injuries are also very difficult to treat and can nag, for the rest of the season as well. So they might have to kind of baby this one too into week 1. But, they're kind of hurting. They got a couple other guys out with DeAndre Hopkins being suspended. They're kind of, relying on Zach Ertz to be in there. So this could be another game time decision. And these are hard to call with these kind of muscle strain ones too, because these things tend to take a while to get better. And sometimes if you play too early, you're having to play catch up the rest of the season. So, it depends on really the importance of the game, who they're playing in the competition. But week 1, they tend to treat these a little bit more conservatively than you would do, later in the season when you need those W's. So Alan Lazard is the one I've been getting the questions about all week. And I'm just as in the dark as you guys are. Sounds like he got stepped on and apparently injured his ankle. Now he's listed as doubtful. So to me, that tells me he's not playing. It's probably more serious than what they already have been kind of telling us, which is not much to begin with. I think he probably got stepped on and sprained the ankle, which would make sense to me as to why they're not really divulging much information. And the fact that he's probably not going to play, that tells me that he probably has a sprain. This could go on longer than just week 1, unfortunately. So it's something to keep on next week. Keep an eye on next week as we head into next week's practices and stuff like that. I've got a whole long list, and we can spend hours going over it. But I want to open up the forum to give you guys a chance to ask me any players in particular that you want to know about. Because a lot of the guys now we kind of know where they're at. Guys that maybe had some question marks earlier in the week. I just wanted to go over the most recent ones because those are the ones heading into the games today that we're not really sure of. So I'm going to open up the panel here to ask away.
Nice. OJ, we'll go to you first. Go ahead.
What about Kenneth Walker out in Seattle? What are the news you're hearing about him?
I haven't heard anything about him. But
Really?
if you want to fill me in on what you've heard, then I might be able to shed some light on the situation.
Well, I know he's dealing with a hernia issue, and he's questionable to play this Sunday.
So hernia. Okay, so there's like sports hernias, which you guys hear about, and then there's the more traditional hernias, which most people have. Basically, hernias. The only way to treat them, or the most effective way to treat them, is with surgery. So if he's trying to play through it, good luck to you. Probably not going to happen.
Just an update on that. Kenneth Walker already had surgery, and it was not a sports hernia. Just to also fill you in on that, it was actually one of the regular ones.
Yeah.
So we had talked about it with the doc actually a little bit, and he should. I don't know if he's going to go this week, Greg, as Brian just alluded to. Those week 1 injuries, we kind of take, makes sense. Like you don't want to rush a guy in and then his whole season's screwed. So they'll probably take precaution, I would assume, you see, they'd let him ride the bench today. I mean, that would be my assumption anyway. But just to give you an update on that, Fred, do you have somebody you want to ask Brian about?
Yeah, I want to know about Rondale Moore from Arizona.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
hear
out.
anything more? He's totally out.
He's definitely out. He apparently has a pretty significant hamstring injury that they're apparently getting an MRI or awaiting the results of an MRI. Not good news.
Yeah, that's what we talked about that on Friday. Were you here yesterday? Because we already talked about him.
I know, but we were like this on it, so I want to see how his health looking today.
I wasn't like that. I said if he's going to get an MRI, then it's not good news.
That's not good.
So, anyway.
Whether the MRI comes, regardless of what the MRI says, just the fact that they're getting one is concerning to me. That means it's probably going to be several weeks before he's actually back on the field.
Shoot.
I mean, we didn't even need to bring a injury expert. I said that last night. I mean, what's wrong with this guy? Like, wake up, bro. Justin, you got somebody that you wanted to ask Brian about?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I got two guys I want to ask.
Sure,
about.
yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, first off.
All right. Yeah, so another guy I've gotten a ton of questions about. There's been a lot of stuff floating around social media about whether or not this guy's ready to go back week one, how good his knee is, and he's been kind of fighting back with words on social media saying he's good to go, he feels great. But then you watch some video and it looks like he might actually be favoring that knee that he had reconstructed. And timing wise, he's out just about a year out, so you would think that he should be ready. But to be honest, I don't even know, and maybe you guys can correct me on this, if he's even had any contact as of yet. I know he's been practicing in full gear, but I don't think he's had any contact yet. And I've seen some of those videos that people are talking about, and I was a little bit concerned over some of the things I noticed with his knee, and it did to me look like he was favoring it. Now, I reported months ago that at the time of his injury, he actually, I think, had multiple ligaments injured, not all required reconstruction, but and this is common with ACL injuries, you will sometimes injure some of the other structures in the knee, and that can sometimes prolong your rehab. So even at a year out, it wouldn't surprise me if he's not 100%. Sometimes it can take up to 18 months or somewhere in between before these guys really get back their agility and their explosiveness. He might just be struggling at this phase of his rehab. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's not cleared to play. But, sometimes you get out there and you start doing more of the agility training and all that stuff. And then you quickly realize like you're not where you want or need to be. And I think that's kind of the situation he might be in. So I'm a little skeptical about whether he's actually going to be participating in week one. If he does, I think it's going to be on a very limited basis. And the fact that they went out and signed Kenyon Drake, I think tells me all that I need to know.
Yeah, no, definitely a concern there. Justin, you got another guy you wanted to ask?
Yeah, another ACL guy. I want to know about Chris Godwin. He looks like he's been participating in practice, but there's still a question about whether he's going to participate in the game.
Yeah, so another guy that I've gotten a bunch of questions about, and the reports that came out this week, everyone was all excited that he got rid of his knee brace and was practicing without his knee brace. And I was actually shocked to hear that he even had a knee brace on. Because most guys these days, when they have an ACL reconstruction of their knee, most surgeons these days are not recommending knee braces. Most guys in 2022 don't require knee braces. A lot of the literature around knee braces and ACL reconstructions says it doesn't really do anything, especially when you're later into your rehab, where you're at the point where you're going to be clear to play. Like, you should not be requiring a knee brace. So that told me that he might be struggling a little bit getting his agility back. He might still feel what we call functional instability, where he might not feel very good on that knee. He may still have a little bit of residual weakness in that leg, which maybe is why he was wearing the brace to begin with. So the team said he's going to be a game time decision. That would shock me if they actually suited him up and cleared it and got him out there on the field, though. He's only about 8 months from what I calculated out from his reconstruction surgery. So that would be a real gamble, in my opinion. You look at a guy like OBJ. I mean, he re-ruptured his ACL. He was kind of within a 2-year window from his original surgery. And those first 2 years, there was a very high incidence of re-injury rates with ACL ligaments in NFL wide receivers in particular. So you really have to be careful and make sure these guys are good enough to go before you kind of just throw them out there. And in Godwin's case, hearing that he was wearing a brace and he was still doing stuff on the side, non-contact, tells me he's probably not ready.
Yeah, and again, going back to what you alluded to earlier, don't want to risk that now when, especially got a whole season to play out. So no reason to rush him. Julio Jones, by the way, could be a nice DFS start. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. I got one guy for you, Brian, that was brought
Sure.
up. How about KJ Hamler? Do you have anything on him and his status going into today?
I don't. But if you want to fill me in on what his injury is or what they reported anyway.
Well, he had an ACL. He's coming back
Okay.
from that from last year. And from what I just kind of honestly, I didn't even know he's on the report. Greg actually sent the text to me earlier, so I was looking it up as you were talking. So it looked like he had an ACL last year, and right now he's just listed as questionable with the knee or hip. So I don't really know what's going on with him, to be honest. But if he's coming back from an ACL, could be, maybe got a little bit of flare up in that knee. To be honest, I just don't know. So I just didn't see if he was on your report or not.
He hasn't popped up on any of my radar. I haven't really gotten a lot of questions about him. But again, when you're looking at any of these ACL reconstructive surgery guys, especially if they got injured at any point last year late in the season, so most of the guys we talked about were either week 15 or later. You're kind of really on the fence here about whether these guys are going to be actually playing and ready to go. So if he's any further along than that, anywhere closer to the 12 to 18 month mark, then I would say it's probably nothing serious. You could probably bank on them being out there. But the guys that we already talked about, these guys are all kind of within an 8, 9, 10 month kind of window, with the exception, I think, of the one I mentioned earlier, who was at about a 12, Dobbins, who's at about 12. But again, he had multiple injuries, not just an isolated ACL, which is what Jameson Williams, the receiver that was drafted out of Alabama, had. Those guys you would expect to be the guys that bounce back quicker when you have an isolated injury like that. But when you start throwing in all the other stuff on top of it, it can definitely slow your rehab and recovery down. Definitely, kind of throw some kinks into things as you get closer to that 9-month mark, 8-month mark. So pay attention to the timelines. You got to really look at when their surgery was.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call on that. All right. Is there anyone else that you've got a lot of questions about that we haven't brought up, or did we pretty much nail it all?
Well, the tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, Irv Smith, apparently fractured his thumb. He's been cleared to play. He's only about 4 weeks out from his actual injury, which was a little surprising, but it tells me that he's probably healing well, and they're probably satisfied with what they've seen, that they're willing to let him play. My guess is he's probably going to be playing with something protective, though, on that thumb, whether it be a splint or a brace of some kind. So he might be a little bit hampered by that in a receiving role, and it may affect his blocking as well. It's a little early, but by 4 weeks, if they're happy with how he's feeling and what the X-rays look like, then and the thumb is stable, didn't require surgery, then he's probably good to go. I just don't know how effective he's going to be, especially if he has to wear something on that hand that's may affect his receiving ability. So that was one guy that I got a bunch of questions about. There was a couple of receivers that had some hamstring strains. Russell Gage, Tampa Bay, was some guy that we talked about earlier in the week. He had limited practice kind of leading up to today. I think he could be a game time decision. Again, hamstrings, like we mentioned earlier, got to be really kind of careful with. You don't want this to linger all year. I got a bunch of questions about Michael Gallup. He's not coming back. He's going to be out. He's a week 17 ACL injury, so he's kind of still on that early time frame, like I just mentioned. I don't think we're going to see him probably for a few more weeks yet. Kadarius Toney was a hamstring injury during camp for the Giants, but it sounds like they were just treating it really cautiously. He's been quoted as saying he's ready to go, feels great. I foresee him being out there. He did practice late in the week heading into today's games. And that's pretty much about it. We talked about Matthew Stafford. We saw the results of that game on Thursday night. Whether or not his elbow was an issue, hard to say. First game of the year, everybody kind of looked a little rusty. He wasn't really in the preseason because of the elbow. Maybe chalk it up on some rust. He made some throws down the field. My concern was that was going to be the issue, was his ability to throw the ball with velocity down the field. Could he have taken more shots down the field? Maybe. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys to kind of decipher. But his elbow didn't look like it was a huge issue. Head coach said it wasn't going to be. You guys can be the judges on that. Drake London was another guy I got a lot of questions about, Falcons wide receiver. He was dealing with some type of minor knee injury, the Falcons said. They weren't too concerned about it. He had some limited practice during the week. I don't think it's a big issue. I did see the replay of his injury. It looked like it could have been a lot worse, but I think he got lucky. And so it happened on like the second snap of the first game of the preseason. So they kept him out for a while, but I think it was just more of a precautionary thing because they wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be an issue the rest of the way. T. Higgins was a guy that was getting questions about earlier in the week. It looks like he's going to be good to go. He's been listed as active. He's not on the injury list anymore, as is Deontay Johnson with the Steelers. Again, he was a guy earlier in the week that everybody was concerned about, but he's now off the injured list as well. Miles Sanders was another guy that people were asking me all about, hamstring thing. He had a similar injury last year that he was dealing with during preseason. Could be a nagging thing for him, hopefully not for going forward for the rest of the season. But he was a full participant in practice later in this week, and so he should be good to go as well. Nice. If I missed anybody else, there's a lot. Just let me know. But we'll be doing this every week, everybody. So stay tuned. It's going to get a little crazy as we get more into the season here.
Indeed. So, Brian, let everyone know, by the way, we're going to have Brian on every Sunday. So, Brian, let everyone know that is tuning in where they can follow you and find all your good stuff as well.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter. That's usually where I'm most active, at host Brian Scott. I try to do some quick updates with my Twitter feed, touching base on whatever injuries or whatever stuff's in the media, and try to throw some clarity out there, give some information that maybe they leave out of the reports. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram, the Injured List Podcast. You can check out my website, injuredlist.com or injuredlist.net. Wednesday nights and Thursday nights, I'm with some other belly up shows, MD Fantasy Football Show. We discuss injuries on those 2 nights. And then obviously I'll be here with TSS on Sunday mornings, going through the last minute stuff, giving you that kind of things that roll out on Friday and Saturday that people start getting really nervous about as they start making their lineup choices on Sunday. So it'll be a good show to get in that last minute news and help you kind of figure out what to do.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here. And just so you know, next time we don't mention Dan's show on my show. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, no.
Just having fun with him. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We get back, guys. We got your mailbag questions we're going to come back and answer. So we'll be right back. Brian, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
3B's Honey Farm, a veteran-owned and family-operated company located in beautiful St. Cloud, Florida. Our honey is raw, unfiltered, and chemical-free. That means you get all the healthy benefits of honey, plus pristine quality every time. We also have a variety of products, like handmade soaps, body scrubs, lip balms, lotions, and handcrafted wooden products for the home. Buzz on over to our website, 3bshoneyfarm.com, to place your order today. Any order over $55 ships free in the United States. Follow us on social media and watch out for our subscriber specials. 3B's Honey Farm, where honey is where the heart is.
Honey, honey.
So last night we got busted with The Simpsons. Today we got Disney. I mean, lawsuit. Come on in, baby. All right, like I said, we got the mailbag. Let's see. Let's answer some questions.
You've got mail.
Got some questions in, guys. Indeed. Let's see some of the questions that we got. I'll just go to one of you, and if you guys, somebody else would chime in on it, they can. Let's start with Greg. You just got back, all right? I'm going to get you right in the fold of things, all right? Let's go from our boy Adam. He wants to know Tony Pollard or Damon Pierce this week. Damien.
Ooh, you put me on the hot seat with this one.
I say, you just got back. I got to get you in the swing of things, man. It's week 1. Let's go.
You know what? I like Tony Pollard because they're going to use him in a lot of different variations. He's going to be used as a receiver. He's still going to be able to rush the ball. And they're going to use him in different, variations on that offense. Dameon Pierce, he's still a rookie. How much time is he going to, how good is he with pass protection, catching the ball out the backfield, stuff like that. So in this case, I like Tony Pollard on a Sunday night game against Tampa. Yeah, you're going to see him in the slot. You're going to see him coming out of the backfield. You're going to see him rushing the ball. Tony Pollard is your pick.
Yeah, Justin brought that up last night. You're going to see a little bit of Tony Pollard in the slot, which I didn't. That's kind of new. It's kind of interesting to see him. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go with the rookie, but we talked about it last night. You must have been watching TSS last night because the Colts last year at number 5 against fantasy running back. So, yeah, might have been right on that. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go to Fred on this one. All right, just because I know it's gonna put you right in the right kind of spot. This is from my boy Elio. We're on a show together, The Trenches. He'd like to know Brees Hall or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now think deep. Now think about your ranking. Who do you go with?
I said it I said it the day before yesterday. I do not like either one of those running backs playing in the Chiefs and the Cardinals. No Hilaire and no James Conner. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot. It's going to be a shootout. That's what I've been hearing. That game is going to be on the arms of the quarterbacks and the receivers. I'm going to go with Brees Hall. We have nothing. Stop it, man. Flacco can stop, Greg. Flacco's either going to hit the slants with Elijah Moore or hand the ball off. We don't have a line. We are in trouble. I'm starting Brees Hall. I said it Friday night, and I'm going to repeat it. Brees Hall.
Now
you said it just don't have a line.
Right. But you still got to listen. You still got to hand off the ball, man. There's nothing you can do. You have to hand off the ball. Gotta hand off the ball.
With a bad offensive line. Makes sense, Freddie. Glad you're not my coach.
I have to say, this is where I interject, because we just talked about a fantasy bonanza in that game. Why would you not want to have the guy in the fantasy bonanza versus the guy that's playing?
He's been tricking us for 3 years.
That's true. Brees Hall has tricked us none because he hasn't.
Let's get the fresh kid in. Let's get the fresh blood.
Let's go to our next question.
This is cloud in your mind. This is cloud in your mind, Freddie.
Let's go to our next question. Justin, we'll go to you on this. This is also testing a little bit of your fandom, about a little bit, but you already called out this guy. So this is from Underwater Seahorse. He needs 3 of 4. Chubb, Barkley, Eli Mitchell, and Antonio Gibson.
Well, you guys already know who it is. If you tuned into TSS Fantasy on Friday, you know that Barkley is not a guy I'm into right now. I'll take Chubb. I think Chubb's going to be – I mean, the Browns got to run the ball. That's their entire offensive game plan. Chubb is the main bell cow back. They got a good line. Mitchell, like I said, I'm throwing it out there. Mitchell's going to have a really good game. It's going to be a wet day. It's going to be a run-heavy day. Put your boy Mitchell in. And then I don't really like Antonio Gibson, but I like going against Jacksonville's defense a lot better than I like going against Tennessee's defense. So I'll put Gibson in there to get most of the touches, maybe get a touchdown and save you. Barkley, I know a lot of people are on him, but not this week.
Greg, this one, next question was particularly from somebody you know. So they want to put it from, it's from your daddy's bunghole. They wanted to know.
I think I know who this is from.
So Zeke or Saquon this week?
Listen, I'm gonna go against what Justin said. I'm really high on Saquon this year. This is his second year coming back from the ACL injury, and I think with Brian Daboll in New York, I think they're going to go a lot through Saquon. I think he's going to get a lot of passes out of the backfield. I think he's going to run the ball. I think he's going to do well this year. So Zeke, since Zeke signed that contract, he's been going in the wrong direction. And Tony Pollard is going to creep in and take snaps away from him. Saquon doesn't have anybody back there to bother him in the backfield. So with this one, I'm definitely going with Saquon over Zeke.
All right, Fred, I'm gonna really put you on your heels with this now, but I'm going in your wheelhouse. I'm still gonna keep you in your wheelhouse. All right. So somebody you haven't drafted. Now you keep in mind that's what streaming means. Somebody that wasn't drafted, somebody you pick up this week. This is from Juggalo Juggernaut. Top streaming defenses for week 1. Just give me one or two you can think of. Somebody ain't draft. It's got a decent matchup that you might like.
You gotta look through the notes. Look through the notes.
Let's think about somebody who we would have not drafted. I'll go with See, I don't draft a lot of defenses, but you know what? We were talking the other night, and okay, you know what? I think I would go with. I would go with Houston, I guess, if I had to pick a lowly old defense. I know Jonathan Taylor's gonna hear me out. Hear me out. I know Jonathan Taylor's gonna rip and run. I know he's gonna do that, right? We know this. We know this. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that back.
Somebody
The
mute
Giant.
him.
No.
Wake up.
Because I just
Freddie.
thought about
Wake
that.
up. It's Sunday
People are
morning.
turning
Wake
off. They're
up.
like, all right, this guy
You know
has
what?
no clue what he's talking about.
The Giants defense.
Okay, there you go. Let's see
Everybody's
what they're
saying
talking
we were no. Let's hear me out, Greg. We talked about this the other night. Yes, we expect Henry to do his thing. He's gonna get his 120 yards running. We all know this. We do not believe in Tannehill to what the hell is his name that I kept downing all week?
Robert Woods.
Oh my God, Robert Woods. That does
Jason's
not
dying.
scare
He's dying.
anyone. No, hear me out.
He's dying.
Tannehill to Robert Woods does not scare anybody. The defense has been getting better. They stop saying that. The defense has been better. I think the Giants. I said it the other day. This is my underdog pick of the week. I think the Giants are going to beat them. Okay,
Right,
and I
we're
think it's
not
going to
there.
be
We're
them
not
behind the
there yet.
defense.
We're not
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, that's why. Okay, well, that's good. At least you went back on the stuff you've already actually researched and you remember. So that's a good job. There.
Right.
All right, let's go to Justin because once again, this is going to hit home a little bit, and I just wanted to hear you say it from the Fin Master. He wanted to know Tua or Justin Fields this week.
Oh wow! I would stream at the quarterback this week. I would say none of these guys. It's somebody else.
That's not what he has, though.
Fin Master, bro. You gotta. I mean, I guess Tua, but it's a cringe.
Hey, ain't nothing no cringe, bro. You know.
Look at Jay, like no cringe.
You already know what's up. You know, listen, we're about to get in this car and head down to Miami, and I cannot wait to watch this Psycho Beta beatdown that's about to go down.
You gonna have your Tua jersey on?
No, I got this.
Yeah.
I tell you, I just told you it was 90 degrees out. It's
90 with 100% humidity.
Right, it's tank top season, baby. Forget about that. All right, listen, our boy Jay the Plug came in. He want to give us his plug of the week. This is plug number 1 for Jay, and when we get done with that, we're gonna bring in Mikey Betts for our bet. So let's hear Jay's plug of the week.
About time, man. God, how long ago did you leave? 2 minutes ago? How long does it take to make warm water with lime? Better not be lemon in here. It better be lime. Okay? Stay right there. I'm checking it. Okay, you pass. You can leave now. I don't understand why you're laughing so much. Just leave, okay? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Jay the Plug here with the very first Jay's Plug of the week. You're not gonna go over. Oh, yeah, the top hat? Too late, man. You forgot to pick it up from the. You literally have the smallest list of things to do. Just leave, Carlton. Go. I'm trying to do stuff. Aww. Anyways, you can see I don't have my top hat on. Carlton forgot to pick it up from the cleaners. Anyway, Jay's Plug of the week is probably somebody y'all aren't thinking about. A lot of people out there don't care about defenses, kickers, but my plug of the week is Cincinnati Bengals defense playing a Pittsburgh Steelers offense that they have no identity anymore except for Najee Harris, which is a great running back, got great receivers and everything, but they have no idea who's going to be a quarterback. If it's going to be Trubisky, the very first game, most everybody knows, Pick City. So, the Bengals defense is my plug of the week. Plug them in.
Plug of the week, the Cincinnati. Jay, you got to come with something better than defense, bro. All right, we'll talk about that later.
This is a face of bewilderment.
All right, we got a guest waiting. Let's bring him in. Hey, if you want to win some money, you bring in the Mikey Betts. Let's bring him in. Good morning, Mikey Betts. Welcome into the studio. And look, he's in his car. Gotta
What
love
else
it.
is new? What else is new? And also, we got to give a shout out to your daddy's bunghole. I think that's the coolest guy we've ever had on this show as a guest or listener. So shout out to your daddy's bunghole.
Absolutely. Big shout out to your daddy's bunghole and not your daddy's bunghole. All right. All right, Mikey, what's our big bets? What we got going on with the money today? We want to win something. So talk to us.
Well, I did a lot of research today. I reached out to a lot of people, and there's a lot that I like for week 1. And week 2 is usually overreaction week, so week 1 is the best week to bet. I know everyone's gonna complain. Yeah, take those notes down, my friend. Also, real quick before I get into it, where the hell is Nick?
Oh, that I forgot. I already said that.
Playing with a bunghole.
Nick doesn't come on the Sunday show. That's like his day off. I forgot you mentioned it.
Eagles fans.
I know. Right, exactly.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to go with, I'm going to be a little biased here. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so I'm going to go with Justin Fields over 199.5 passing yards. People are going to look at me like I'm crazy. The system that the offense has been brewing in Chicago, we got Lou Getz, which was the Packers offensive coordinator. You're going to see a lot of schemes and a lot of differences in this year's Chicago Bears and last year's Chicago Bears. You're going to have an offense that actually works with Justin Fields versus a narcissistic piece of I don't remember if I can swear on this show, but a piece of garbage, as in Matt Nagy. So take the over on 199.5 passing yards for Justin Fields. Now, to gain Jason's trust back, we're going to do Jalen Waddle, anytime touchdown scorer, at plus 185 and moved up to 195 right now. He has scored a touchdown each time he's played the Patriots. So I'm going to go with the trend. I'm going to go with the positioning, and I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Waddle, anytime touchdown scorer. You put a couple peanuts on it, you might be able to turn it into some peanut butter and make some money off that, plus 195. I guess we'll start hot, and we'll go with some underdogs. We'll do Vikings plus 100 right there against the Packers, because screw the Packers, screw Aaron Rodgers. He should be arrested, in jail, everything. And above, he should not even be able – I don't know how he's able to walk the streets. Who says I take Percocets and mushrooms before every game and I still play and gets away with it? I don't know. Criminals. Thank you. Next up, we have the Cowboys at plus 126 here, money line. I'm going to say that because the Bucs don't look that healthy. They lost a lot of weapons. And also, when you sign people are talking about Tom Brady coming out of retirement, but they forget that their center came out of retirement for Tom Brady. He signed a 3-year extension to come out of retirement. And the first day of practice, what did he do? He tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Then 2 weeks later, the left guard or the left tackle out for the season. So you have 2 of your starting offensive linemen out for the season. I really don't think that the Bucs are even going to win the division. I'm going to take the Saints at plus 390 to win the division. And yeah, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going crazy. The next one for this week, I'm going to do Broncos minus 6.5 because they're playing the Seahawks. It's Mr. Unlimited, best quarterback in my lifetime. Yeah, I know I'm going to get haters. That's my favorite quarterback of all time, Russell Wilson. I think he's going to dominate his old team, especially because it's Russell. He's so corny, and like he's got that thing circled forever. So
that's right.
But that's right. All right, and then we got Chiefs minus 5.5. Now the line has been moving from 5 to 6.5. Why is that? Because there's sharp money being placed on the Cardinals and there's sharp money being placed on the Chiefs. So what are we going to do? We're going to go with the better team always. I'm going with the Chiefs here. I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury because I think he secretly hates Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray spends too much time playing Madden. So make sure you guys take him out of your fantasy leagues at week 8 because the new Call of Duty is coming out. So make sure you take him out for week 8. Yeah, so I'm taking Chiefs minus 6.5. Hammer that. You want me to keep going or am I talking too much here?
Yeah, no, it's your segment, bro.
Give me one more so I can parlay them together.
Brother, I got like 6 more and don't ever parlay. Thank you very much. Next up, we got Wilson. We got Wilson over 1.5 touchdowns against the Seahawks here. The Seahawks have one of the worst defenses in the league. If you don't think Russell Wilson is going to go out there and perform his heart out, you're an idiot. So minus 130 over 1.5 touchdowns. I'm taking that for Russell Wilson. I'm also going to take over 1.5. Now, this is a surprise to a lot of people. Over 1.5 touchdowns to Marcus Mariota. People might be like, what the hell are you talking about? It's against the Saints. That is now his division rival. And previously, when he's faced the Falcons, when they were much better and he was much younger, he's had 3 touchdowns against them. He's performed very well against the Falcons. The Falcons don't look good. They don't look promising. Their defense stinks. Their cornerbacks stink. So look for Marcus Mariota to try to have a prove-it game for his first game as a starter in quite a while. Over 1.5 touchdowns at plus 155 here. On the other side of the ball,
is that throwing or all around touchdowns?
Throwing over 1.5. Throwing.
Okay,
yes.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you for the question. We have Jameis Winston at over 1.5 touchdowns as well. I think you're going to be seeing a very surprising season from Jameis Winston. Anybody who talks like smack about him stealing crab legs is an idiot. I would do the same thing if I was in his position. So no one should hold him accountable for that. Yeah, I mean, crab legs are delicious. So shout out to the crab legs. Shout out to over 1.5 touchdowns for Jameis Winston's passing minus 120. We all also going to go with Winston over 227.5 passing yards. You know that guy likes to sling it. You know he is a crazy guy, especially against the Falcons. So we're going to go over 227.5 passing yards. If you guys want to get a little bit more bang for your buck, I guess you'd say. Surprising one right here, Hunter Renfrow plus 175 anytime touchdown scorer against the Chargers. I like the Chargers to win this game, but Hunter Renfrow is one of the hardest players to defend. You can ask any Chargers cornerback. You can ask any Chargers safety. They will tell you. I think Darwin James Jr. said he's one of the hardest wide receivers to cover. So you're going to see he scored, I believe, 3 out of 5 games against the Raiders. He scored a touchdown. So if my odds serve me right, I'm going to go ahead and nibble on this and take Hunter Renfrow anytime touchdown scorer. We're also going to go with, this is going to be a long parlay, my friend. We're going to go with Saints Falcons over 43 points.
Saints, what? Say that one? I'm only doing the game. Saints
Falcons over 43 points. I feel like there's going to be a lot of points this game, even though it's a division game. They usually go under. One of these games, first game of the year, is going to go nuts, especially because, like I said, the Falcons defense, I don't think is anything special. And then you got Marcus Mariota coming to play his balls out. So I think we pretty much covered everything besides my sneaky small peanuts. Do not put anything. I said peanuts, Peanuts, small, plus 750 Colts defense, anytime touchdown scorer. I know Shaq Leonard is out. I know that. I actually have the Texans plus 7. Now, I didn't want to give it out here, but I do have them plus 7 because he's out. And it's a divisional game, and all divisional games are tight. So, I'm going to take Colts defense plus 750 on a touchdown. Check that out and nibble on it. It's plus 750. It's probably not going to happen, but if it does, thank you. Thank me. Appreciate it.
If it does, all contributions at Mikey Betts. Make sure you check that out. I do just want to correct one thing you said. Not all divisional games are good. Last year, Colts Texans 31-0, 31-3, my friend. So not always does that work out in your favor.
I'm sorry. Did you forget Lovie Smith, the greatest Chicago Bears coach since Mike Ditka is coaching the Houston Texans? I think
that's what it is. I was trying to figure out where this love was coming from. Now I got it.
You Chicago guys go deep with the fucking love, don't you?
Yes. Remember, Lovie Smith is the coach. Thank you very much. Shout out Lovie Smith.
As always, much love to Mikey Betts. We appreciate you being here. Bro, you got up so early, it's still dark out in Chicago. We really appreciate your passion for TSS and getting up for us, and you're already smoking cigars. Really got to appreciate it. Greg's drinking.
Sunday, baby. Bears are playing.
That's it.
Orange
That's right,
juice.
bro. It's
You guys
fine.
picking me up already?
It's fine. No, well, we're gonna take a commercial break, and we come back. We're gonna come back and do our picks. You can hang out, but I figured you were on your date, so you might want to get back to business.
Nah, please keep me here as long as possible. Let's
All
get
right,
one more commercial and we'll get out of here.
Nice. All right, we're going to take a break, and we come back. It's going to be our picks brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
Hayden, we love fantasy football. We do? It's a fantastic game, yet still not perfect. Like, I hate leaving high-scoring players on my bench.
The worst, man.
In fact, hate it even more when I put injured players and they're in my starting lineup.
Can't have that.
And I need a life. The waivers, the trades, every single week, it grinds on me. So we at Underdog Fantasy want to make fantasy football easier for everyone out there. It's called Best Ball, and we set your optimal lineup for you each and every week. You can do it all year long. We have drafts going all the way from February to week 1 of the NFL season. What are you waiting for? Use our awesome early sign-up offer to get a little extra something on that first deposit and that first time you play on Underdog Fantasy.
See you put 'em up, reach the skies, cause the stars up above, cause it's one time for the underdog, one time for the underdog.
Never over saying it's welcome. Mikey Betts hanging with the TSS crew. We appreciate you. As I said, I alluded to earlier, it's time for our picks of the week. Again, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
You could ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Well, do ya, punk indeed. Let's go right away to Saints at Atlanta. We were just sitting here talking about it. Atlanta leads this series 54-52, surprisingly enough. Last year, this series was split, believe it or not. New Orleans won 30-20 at Atlanta, and then when they went to New Orleans, Atlanta won 27-25. I think this is pretty simple. I think heart and determination, and yes, as you put it, Mikey, Marcus Mariota playing his balls off is not going to be enough for this stout defense that they're going to face. So I'm going to take the Saints in this matchup. Justin, what say you, friend?
Oh, yeah, the Saints all the way. I don't care how much balls Mariota is bringing to the table. This man ain't got enough to beat the Saints, and that's just a fact. So I'm going to go with the Saints on this one.
All right. Speaking of balls, Jester, what say you, friend?
I've been bragging about them lately. Saints, dark horse, Super Bowl contender. It's got to be the Saints.
Indeed. I mean, this is, like I said, it's going to be a romp. Greg, what say you on this matchup?
I'm going for the clean sweep. Going for the Saints. I think Jameis Winston. You got Olave. You got Michael Thomas. You got Jarvis Landry. You got Kamara. It's going to be a wash. Saints all day.
Saints all day. Mikey, who do you overall got in the matchup?
I'm taking Saints, and I'm going to take the points too, -5.5, like we all said. Doesn't matter how big Mariota's balls are. They're Hawaiian, so it doesn't really matter anyways.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but that's funny. That's pretty funny.
I don't know either. So
he's got Hawaiian balls. What do you want? All right.
Yeah,
All right, let's go on to the next matchup. This one again looks like to be a easy one. Baltimore visiting the New York Jets. Ravens lead this series 9-2. Last time they played was 2019. The Baltimore Ravens won 42-21. I find that if that score is pretty accurate, although I don't even think the Jets see 3 points today. I think this is just, if you Ravens see is a must start. I mean, you have Joe Flacco. I mean, this is not a surprise. I mean, it's not even I'm hating on your Jets, bro. I mean, it's just not a surprise here. This is going to be a complete whitewash, if you will. Greg, I'll go to you first on this one. What say you?
This is my upset pick of the week, man. I'm going with the Jets. It's the first game of the season. Unprepared defenses, unprepared offenses. You got Flacco. You got Elijah Moore. You got Wilson. You got Breece Hall. You don't know what to expect. You got Humphries coming off an injury. You got Peterson coming off an injury. You got Kyle Hamilton, a rookie safety. Flacco was a vet, sneaky vet. So I'm picking the Jets all day, baby. And it's my upset pick of the week.
Like you see him drinking, folks. It's early, so you know what's up. Fred, what's
Orange juice.
OJ.
I wish I had the sacks and the gall of
You're
of
not
the
a true
juice,
Jets fan,
but
Freddie. You're fake.
You don't have
no.
Hawaiian balls, bro.
I don't have Hawaiian. I don't have Hawaiian pineapples. So I'm picking the Ravens, not by much, but I'm not gonna pick the Ravens, man. Come on, stop.
All right, your fan card's right here, bro. All right, Justin, what say you on this one?
Hey, did Joe Flacco ever get his revenge game? Like,
nope.
This is a revenge game for
This is
Joe
it.
Flacco right here. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to surprise some people. I think they're going to do pretty well. Even though the commission over here says, "Oh, I'm not a hater. We need a haterade drop for what every time he talks about the Jets."
Well, to be fair, they're not very good, so that's those would be fair. All right, Mikey, do you have anyone different in this matchup?
Well, I got one word, and it's MILF. Man, I love football. Shout out to Zach Wilson. We just got to talk about that. He might be good, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens because it's not the playoffs, right? So go ahead and take the playoffs here. Or go ahead and take the Ravens.
Yeah, indeed. So, Greg, that makes you our lone wolf for this one. Lone wolf for that, Matt. I just can't even get over it. You're actually gonna ride with that. Although I know you said pregame you might want to change it. Let's go to Cleveland at Carolina. The Panthers lead this series 4-2. The last time these teams faced off was 2018. The Browns won 26-20. Lots of intrigue in this matchup, obviously, with Baker Mayfield. But listen, I seen Jacoby Brissett at work, bro. I'm sorry. So, it's not going to be, for me, this is not a good day for Cleveland. It's not a good day for offense, I don't think, on either side. I'm not big on Baker Mayfield, and the Cleveland defense is pretty good. If I could buy into a kicker, it'd be in this matchup right here. So, I think Carolina will win, not by much, maybe 6-3. Fred, we'll go to you first on this one. What say you on this matchup?
If I remember correctly, I picked Cleveland. I just think I think Nick Chubb is going to overwhelm them. I just don't trust Baker Mayfield, man. I can't see him beating Cleveland at all.
You went Panthers.
Did I? That's why. I do this stuff early and then I forget at night. You see what happens?
Get this guy out of here. Justin, what say you?
I'm going to stick with the Panthers on this.
I'm sorry I have to ruin the rest of your picks, but I just to show it. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
Well, I don't know what else needs to be said. I think the Panthers are going to be able to handle this one pretty easily. I think like you said, Jacoby Brissett is, I like him as a quarterback, but I don't think he's still got much to work with back there. And then, how are you going to stop Christian McCaffrey? DJ Moore is going to have a good game. I think that this team, the Panthers, it's not going to be a high-scoring game, but I can see it being around like that 20-7 type of game.
Greg, you got anything different on this one?
No, I'm with the Panthers. I'm just disappointed in Freddie, man. Like, some things never change, man.
Listen, you just getting back. Like, you should have seen him the other night.
This has kind of been Fred's week, though,
If you're watching right now, you should go a couple shows back and watch how this guy just like.
Cool.
That was hilarious.
Cool. I'm off for like I'm on vacation and I come back and he's still doing the same shit. I'm prepared.
It's the same.
Hold on. I can't remember every single game. That was a close one.
But you write your notes then. But
where's my
Panthers?
It's in my text. It's in my text. Okay.
It's Baker's revenge game. CMC's returning. Panthers all day, and Panthers got a sneaky good defense. So Panthers all day.
They both.
I guess
so.
I got the Browns then. Oh.
All right.
No, you
so
got Panthers.
No, you got Panthers. I'm not changing the graphics in the middle.
All right, I got the Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers here, +1.5, especially. It's going to be a close game, but Baker needs that revenge game, at least to feel good once, right? So let's let him get it.
All right, I alluded to this one earlier. We talked about divisional matchup, the Colts at Houston. Colts lead this series overall 32-9. Damn. Last year, I mentioned it, 31-0, 31-3. I think this is part trace. They're going to roll Houston today. Houston, I think, offensively will answer, which I think is good fantasy-wise. I think Davis Mills is a good play today. You know why? Because they're going to have to keep up with Indianapolis. So, if you got Houston Texan players, I'd start them for sure, going back to that Damian Pierce question earlier. Justin, we'll go to you first on this. What say you in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, crazy enough, Shaquille Leonard really does make a difference in this game. When he was playing, I was thinking this was going to be a lot like what Commissioner was saying, 31-0, kind of a roll-it game. Now you're looking at like Damian Pierce could have a good game. The whole middle of the field kind of opens up now. So, I mean, I think it's still going to be a close game. I think the Colts will pull it out just because they got that veteran leadership and they got that tank of a man, Jonathan Taylor. But I definitely think it's going to be closer than the past two games.
Brandon Cooks. I mean, there's a lot of interesting guys. Nico Collins could have a bit. I mean, there's some guys I think today in Houston could surprise you. Fred, what say you in this one?
I'm starting Brandon Cooks from Houston, but it's the Colts all day. It's not even close.
Yeah, indeed. Greg, you got anything different in this one?
No, it's Colts all day, definitely. But what I like is a sneaky play is Rex Burkhead, because the Houston is going to be playing from behind, and that's why I'm not so high on Damian Pierce, because when they get from behind, Burkhead is a good pass catcher out of the backfield. So he's a good play, but definitely Colts are going to run. You got Matt Ryan, you got Jonathan Taylor, you got Michael Pittman. Naeem Hines may have a sneaky good game. So Colts all day.
Indeed. Mikey, what say you, Bob?
Yeah, I do think the Shaq Leonard thing is huge. And then their offensive tackle Kelly, he's ruled out as well, so you got to be careful about that. That's why I do like the points at +7 for the Texans. But I will go ahead and take the Colts money line all day. I think the Colts are going to win this one. But yeah, that +7, I think that's way too many points to be taken, especially when you get spanked twice like that last year. You want to come back and answer. You want to come back and say, look, we're not going to get spanked like that. This is a different team. This is a different offense, defense, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, Colts, but Texans +7.
All right. So let's go Jags at Washington. The Commanders lead the series 6-1. The last time they met was 2018. The Commanders won 16-13. Obviously, different teams, much different teams at this point. With Carson Wentz there, I kind of, I like, I mentioned before, Antonio Gibson to me is the start today. I like all Commanders today against the Jaguars defense. The Commanders defense isn't very scary neither. So you could play some Jags today. I'm definitely not scared of the Commanders, although it's not a confidence play. But either way, we're still talking football. Commanders to me win this pretty easily today. Justin, what say you on this one?
Oh yeah. The NFC East champions this year are gonna win it. That's right, the Washington Commanders. Gotta love it. Gotta stick by those picks too. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a matchup. I think that it's gonna be back and forth for a couple quarters, but I think the Commanders will pull away by the fourth quarter, and it'll be somewhat close game. Jaguars will definitely look better than they did last year with Urban Meyer.
Greg, what say you?
New culture. New head coach, new offensive coordinator. I like Trevor Lawrence. I like the Jags. I like ATN can have a big game. Christian Kirk, he's a sneaky good play this week as well. I'm going with the Jags with this one.
Duval. All right. Fred, what say you? Look, Fred had to go in his notes.
Yeah, because I said the same thing. New coach, new wide receiver, new running back. Etienne's back. New. Washington handles them because everything is brand new.
Good point. Mikey, what say you on this matchup?
Man, my good friend James Robinson is going to kill me for saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders -2.5 here. The chemistry, I don't know how it is in Jacksonville right now. From what I hear from the inside reports and all that stuff, is it's not the best. People are still getting to know each other, and it's already week 1 of training of football. Like, football has started, and these guys are still like not where the chemistry should be. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders just because of chemistry alone and Ron Rivera. You guys know that that's a guy kind of coach that you guys want to play behind. So
Mikey,
Commanders
did
minus.
Did you just name drop on my show, sir? You just say my good buddy James, bro. You don't say if he's your good buddy, he should be on TSS. That's all I got to say. Greg, you're our lone
You could
wolf.
try. He won't even come on my show. You think he's going to come on your show?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him. Let me see what he says. He's going to be like, all right, he's a Florida guy. Yeah, I'll ask him.
That's right. Exactly. He'll come on before he comes on for your ass. All right,
Yeah,
Greg.
because, you're right.
You're our lone wolf for this one. All righty, we are on to the biggest matchup of the day, the one we're all been waiting for. The Patriots go to America's team down to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins lead this series 59-54. Last year, the Dolphins swept that ass 33-24 and 17-16. And we're going to go part trace again today. I cannot wait. This is going to be, like I said earlier, a psycho beta beatdown of epic proportions. And if you're playing DFS, we're going to talk about it in a second. Raheem Mostert, baby. Great play today. Greg, I'm going to go to you first. What say you today?
This hurts my heart because I hate both teams. I hate both of them. I hate the Dolphins. I hate the Patriots. But I got to go Dolphins. I have to. I picked the Dolphins. I like Tua in this game. I like Waddle. I like Mostert too. So, and I hate the Patriots more. That's the only reason I picked the Dolphins. So Dolphins.
Fred, what say you?
All right, now let me think about this.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know who he picked, Jason.
Here's a hint. You're our lone wolf for this one. So.
Yeah. And guess what? I got to say this. I kept my card from last time. So I know who I picked. I got to pick the Patriots, man. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see Tua doing it, even with Tyreek Hill. I don't think the Patriots get swept again. They're going to take this game.
Justin, what say you, sir?
God. You are starting to get into like Dallas Cowboy hype man lane with that Dolphins stuff. I think the Dolphins will win easily. I think it'll be pretty easy. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty easy. I mean, come on, it's weird to have two defensive coaches leading your offense, but I mean, I think the Dolphins have more than the Patriots at this point.
Brad, you're going to embarrass yourself this week. Mikey, what say you on this matchup?
Oh man.
We already know what to say. Let's just get it over with.
I'm going to take Dolphins minus 3.5 because Bill Belichick, he went down to Miami for the week to prepare for the Heat. When's the last time he's ever done that? That's kind of scary, first of all, and then makes you feel like Bill doesn't have it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Dolphins minus 3.5. It's
very scary. You want to know why it's very scary, Mikey? Because people I've known people live here for years and still ain't used to it. Do you think you'll come out here for a couple days? Yeah, bro. Come on, bro. I can't wait.
Very true.
Very true. 90 degrees, like I said. This guy's our lone wolf, or I should just hit the dumbass. All right, let's go. Eagles at Lions. A Flanders special today. The Eagles lead the series 17, 16, and 2. We got 2 ties in this series. Last time was last year. Philly won 44-6. I think the Lions are going to be a little better today. It's not going to be a 44-6 game. You guys know how much I like Jalen Hurts and this offense, and I don't think they're going to struggle, but I do think the Lions will put up some points as well. So, again, the Lions will be better, but the Eagles will definitely win pretty handily today. Fred, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, if I was like Flanders here, like, you're the Eagles, yeah. Nah, the Eagles going to win, man. This is a boring game.
Justin, what say you?
I might be the lone wolf in this one. because I am going with the Lions. I think the Lions have put together quite a bit in the past couple of years, and I think Jalen Hurts is trash. kind of in the same level that Tua is trash. So I think that we're definitely going to see if he's good with AJ Brown or not. And
I did not see that coming.
Going to be eating that cookies.
I did not see that coming.
This is good. This
Upset of the week.
This is why we have Justin on. He's a yin to my yang as far as that's concerned. OJ, what say you in this one?
Eagles. You got. I like Hurts. I like Sanders. If that hamstring is healthy by the time the game starts, but I think Hurts and AJ Brown are going to have a big game this week. So the Lions are the Lions, man. Like, ugh. Campbell makes a lot of noise, but is he really that good of a coach? Like, man.
He's coming for your knees, OJ. He's coming for your knees.
Mikey, what say you on this one?
I hate to take this pick because I feel like Nick already doesn't like me unless that's just his face all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Lions here because I like the Lions. You know, I hate to say that as a Bears fan, but +5 for the Lions and the Lions money line. I'm gonna go ahead and take it.
Well, I mean,
wow.
You're not the lone wolf on the whole set, but at least amongst the boys, Justin, you are the lone wolf.
Hell yeah.
Let's get back to being not friendly with the 49ers and the Bears, a matchup.
Oh, what a turn of events there, huh?
The 49ers lead this series 35-32-1. Last year they played, the Niners won 33-22. Let's go to, I don't know, Justin. What say you on this matchup?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I am a 49er fan, so I think that it's going to be another victory for the 49ers. Last year, Justin Fields opened up his legs for the first time and started running, which was crazy. I was like, I thought this guy was going to run all the time, but he decided to have his first and only 100-yard rushing game against us. And that was the only reason they were in the game. Otherwise, he was, getting sacked a lot. I think he got sacked around 5 to 7 times in that game. And, it was just kind of like havoc. And one thing that I know about the Bears, they haven't improved their offensive line. One thing about the 49ers, Nick Bosa just seems to get better and better. And that defensive line seems to get better and better. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and saying, I think it's going to be the same result as last year. Maybe a little less points on the Bear side. Sorry, Mikey. You, buddy.
That's fine. Fred, does 2 and 2 make 4 in this matchup?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There's going to be a little bit closer because of the Nagy effect. But now that he's gone, they'll do better. But this is all day the Niners.
Greg, what say you?
You know I like star power, Jason, and all the stars aligned on the Niners side. You got Trey Lance, you got Debo, you got Elijah Mitchell. Niners all day.
Yeah, Niners all day, indeed. We didn't really talk about it too much earlier in the week, but we can talk about it now. The rain really is a factor in this because you're talking about a team, the Niners, who really like to run the football and have a great offensive line. Like I said, that's why I had Lance as a sit because they're just going to be handing the ball off all day, and why not? And run it right down Chicago's throat is what I believe anyway.
I think I read it was going to be like 20-mile-an-hour winds right now too, so that's going to be fucking hectic.
Indeed. Mikey Betts, what say you, sir?
Yeah, I'm taking Bears +7. You guys are all dumb. Trey Lance is an idiot. He stinks. I don't like him. George Kittle is out. Breaking news for anybody that doesn't know. He's good. He's like one of the best players on the team. You think they're going to do anything with him out? Probably not. It's going to be raining. They just put Bermuda turf for the Bears. So good luck with that, 49ers. Yeah, so there you go. Justin Fields, greatest player I've ever seen as a Bear in my lifetime. So what are we going to do here? We're taking Bears +7. Please don't be shaking your head to the right of me. I'm very sorry that you like the 49ers too, but we're not going to go ahead and hop on the 49ers train just because they're the 49ers. I'm not doing it. Bear down all the way, +7 and money line.
The Bears found Nick Bosa's one weakness. He hates turf.
Yeah, there you go. That's why they put it in right before week 1. They're like, oh my gosh, Nick Bosa's going to be here.
The turf always gets him.
Mikey, we appreciate you joining us today, my friend. I know the old lady wants to get you back in there, and I don't blame her. I'd rather you be in there as well. So
is she making breakfast for you? Because
sure,
making breakfast for you, right? Chorizo and eggs.
Yeah, chorizo and eggs right now, actually. Yeah. How'd you know my girl's Mexican? That's kind of weird.
I figured you had that kind of a type, bro.
You already know.
You like have her make some menudo for you. It'll be good. It'll be good to go.
It's delicious.
We appreciate you being here, my brother. We will see you next week. And let everyone know where they can follow you, bro.
Yes, please follow me so my fiance doesn't think I'm a loser at Real Mikey Betts on Twitter and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm on a podcast called The Mikey Betts Show, and with Barstool's Frank the Tank. Allow me to be Frank. Thank you very much, Jason. Guys, appreciate you guys always. Very sad that Nick couldn't be here to see his stinky face, but next time, hopefully. So see you guys next Saturday, right? Or
Yeah.
Sunday.
Remember, it's the morning, bro. We appreciate you being here. We're going to close you out with a classic oldie but goodie TSS Fantasy. Goodbye.
Hey man, just want to let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. You gotta shut the fuck up. And this current time is just one of those times you gotta shut the fuck up. I don't think you're a bad person. I just don't want to hear you talking anymore. You gotta shut the fuck up.
I gotta love some Mikey Betts. All right.
Yo, he needed that one for picking the fucking the fucking Bears. Shut the fuck up.
The Bears. All right, let's go to the Eagles at line. Or my bad, we already done. Steelers at the Bengals. Steelers lead the series 7-38. Oof. The Bengals last year brought out the broom 41-10, 24-10. I like it the same way, quite honestly. You don't need a lot of analysis here. I like the Bengals big in this matchup. Justin, what say you?
Yep, I'm going to go with the bungholes, as Nick would say.
Indeed. Shout out to Nick on that one. OJ, you got, what do you got in this matchup?
I got the Bengals, man. Mixon, Chase, Burrow, Higgins. Bengals all day.
Yeah, easy speedy. Freddie, what say you?
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Yeah, it's just not a really good game right now.
You sound so unsure of who you pick, Freddie.
Yeah,
I was trying to think about it, but
even Flanders, even though as Justin mentioned, he typed them in as bungholes, but he did pick the bungholes himself actually. So
remember, he's not a Steelers fan this year. He's an Eagles fan.
That's
only,
right.
so.
It's just an Eagles. That's right. All right, let's go to the 4:00 Packers at Vikings. Packers lead the series 64-56-3. Packers won. Well, actually, it was split last year. They won 37-10, and then Minnesota won 34-31. So this one could be a really interesting matchup. I still, like I said, the Packers are my Super Bowl favorites. I love Aaron Rodgers, and I think they pull off this victory today in Minnesota. I think all this hype around Minnesota, Kirk Cousins does what Kirk Cousins does. He throws great games, but he also screws up at times. So I think today is one of those days against this good Packers defense, and I like the Packers in this matchup. Fred, who do you like in this one?
Hopefully I picked this right, but I like the Vikings on this one. I love Cook, Jefferson, Thielen. I love Cousins. I think this is finally the time to grab that division and get a stranglehold on it. So and Aaron Rodgers doesn't usually play good the first 2 games of the season, so go with the Vikings.
Justin, what say you?
So Kirk Cousins went for 341 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions last year against the Packers. Yeah, that was him being conservative. He is going to walk all over them in this game. I think the Vikings are going to win.
Okay, which game was that? The 34-31? Because in the 37-10 one, he didn't do that, right?
No. You said he went for 341 and 3 touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard you. I said what you said. That was they played twice last year, though. So
Yeah, but he didn't play in the other one. He missed it with an injury or an illness.
That's important to know. All right, Greg, what say you? I'm gonna check that. Check that in the back.
I went with the Vikings, man. It's early in the season. It's going to be a minute before Green Bay gels on offense. Lazard may not play. Got a lot of rookie receivers out there, so I think it's going to be shaky for Green Bay in the beginning of the season. So I'm going with Cousins, Jefferson, and Cook. They're going to cook it up.
Lone Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will too. I mean, have at least a decent day. But like I said, I still like Aaron
Oh
Rodgers.
wow,
And
you're the lone wolf, dude.
So I am the lone wolf on that matchup. All right, so we got the good fantasy bonanza matchup we talked about before: Chiefs versus the Cardinals. Series 9-3-1. Last time they played was 2018. KC won 26-14. So in this particular matchup, I mean, honestly, this could go either way. Quite frankly, both these teams, are good, but right now Arizona is injured, unfortunately. So I just going into the matchup, I like the health of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think they'll just outlast the Cardinals today. Justin, what say you?
Yeah, everything you said. I mean, crazy enough, both really good teams, but at this point, Kansas City is healthier. I mean, when you're not talking about Zach Ertz, Rondale Moore for sure, Zach Ertz maybe not being there, you got to rely on AJ Green and Marquise Brown. That's a whole lot of relying on Marquise Brown to win this game. I think that the Chiefs will take this one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Greg, what say you?
I got the Chiefs in this one, man. I can never go against Pat Mahomes and that offense and Andy Reid. So I got the Chiefs. Juju Smith, I think, is going to have a huge game in that new offense. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
Fred?
I always go with the Chiefs. Even if they were all healthy, I still go with the Chiefs.
That's why I put it up there already, because I already knew what was up. All right, we're going to go Raiders-Chargers. Raiders lead the series 57-56-2. Raiders won last year in OT, 35-32. That was a great game, if you guys remember that. Chargers won 28-14 in the other one. I like the Chargers in this one. Like I said, it's the home opener. It's in LA. They're not two LA teams not going to lose that home fight. And the Chargers are just a good team overall. I just think they're just going to outlast the Raiders in this one, quite frankly. So that's what I like in this. Fred, what say you on this one?
I believe I picked the Chargers for the same exact reason. They're home. I've been hearing a lot lately that they might have the best team in the NFL. So I really want to see them do it. And to do it against the Raiders is going to be awesome. I want to see this game, fantasy bonanza, but I'm definitely going to pick the Chargers.
Greg, how about you?
I'm going with the Chargers too as well. I like the Chargers. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. You got Devontae Adams debut with the Raiders. You got everybody's favorite quarterback outside of Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. So it's going to be a great game. I'm going with the Chargers. I'm giving them the home field advantage.
Justin, what say you?
I am going with the other Los Angeles team in this game. That's right, the LA Raiders. That's what you should call them because they are more LA than the Chargers will ever be. I'll go with the Las Vegas Raiders in this one. And here's the key for me. J.C. Jackson is out. That means who's going to guard Devontae Adams? Who's going to stop this man from going nuclear? Anybody got an answer for me? Exactly, because there ain't nobody's going to stop him from going nuclear. I think Derek Carr and him make an impact on their first game. It's going to be a really good game. Fantasy bonanza all the way. It's going to be just as entertaining as last week or the Week 18 game last year.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that one. All right, how about the Giants at the Titans? This series is tied 6-6. The last time they played was 2018. The Titans won 17-0. I just think the Titans are gonna I don't know. I think the Giants are better, but I just think the Titans are still good. I mean, they have Derrick Henry, they have their full arsenal. Bobby Trees is nice. I don't know why all this Bobby Trees hate on the show. He's very good. I like Treylon Burks, like what I saw in the off season with him. So I like the Titans big in this matchup. Greg, what say you?
This game is going to be boring as hell. But if I have to pick a winner, It's going to be the Titans. It's the return of King Henry. It's going to be return of Saquon. But I think that the Titans are going to ride King Henry to victory. So Titans all day.
Justin, what say you in this one?
I completely agree. Titans all day. Nothing else you can say other than King Henry's going to dominate. And the Giants, I still don't trust Danny Dimes. I still don't trust Saquon Barkley. So I hope they prove me wrong. But until then, I'm going to ride it out with Titans. Tighten up.
Fred, what say you?
Going with the Giants, man. Listen, man, I think Brian Dabo is going to make a big difference to Daniel Jones and the whole offense. I mean, look what he did with Josh Allen. I mean, Daniel Jones he may not be as good as a thrower, but he can definitely he run like Josh Allen. So I'm going with the Giants. Upset pick of the week. I think they pull it off. I didn't pick the Titans.
Yes, the hell you did.
I've been talking the
yes,
Giants
the
all
hell
week.
you did. I know, but you still pick the
this
Titans.
guy.
You guys, look at your
change, man. They never change.
Tighten up, indeed. Tighten up, whatever. Let him do it. He just called me back today.
Where's your Bustelo, Freddie?
That one I'll leave down. I'll let you leave that one. Bucks at the Cowboys next. The Cowboys lead the series 15-5. Last year, the Bucks won 31-29. I think this is a close game, but I like the Cowboys here. Like I said, I like the struggles on the offensive line for the Bucks and Brady's wifey issues. I do not like the Bucks this year. I think the Cowboys, I don't like them that much, but I think they're just a little bit better than the Bucks will be, at least today. Justin, what say you?
So on Friday, I did say I like the Cowboys, but when I sent this to you earlier that day, I did want the Bucks. So I know that the Bucks are up there. I'm going to stick with that pick because, at the end of the day, like when I'm looking at it, Jalen Tolbert's getting relegated to 4th string. Like they're running out of options there. Zeke, he's still got to run up the middle against Vita Vea, who's one of the best nose tackles in the game. I'm going to go with the Bucks in this one. It's going to be a really close game, though.
Indeed. All right, Fred, what say you?
I pulled a Fred, but I covered
I think Fred knows.
I picked the Bucks, and I know why I picked the Bucks because on one of my drafts I got stuck with Mike Evans, and I got screwed over. So I was like, you know what? That first week, Bucks are gonna win, and Mike Evans is gonna go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, especially without Godwin. So I picked the Bucks.
Yeah, you're not getting screwed over. That's who you selected. That's what happens when you're doing multiple drafts. Like that's just silly. Anyway, Greg, what say you?
I've learned as a Jets fan to never bet against Brady. So I'm not week 1. I'm not betting against Brady. With all the nonsense going outside, that's one of the most focused ball players that I've ever seen in my life. So he still has Fournette. He still has Evans. He still has Julio Jones. He has Gage. You give Brady anybody at receiver, he's going to make a player out of them. So I can see Brady and the Bucks pulling this out.
I'm the lone wolf on this one, I guess. I'm going Cowboys, so I'm the only one. All right, so let's finish up with the Monday night epic matchup. I don't think we need to break much down here. Broncos at Seahawks. Broncos lead the series 35-21. 2018 was the last time they played. Broncos won 27-24. Obviously, much different teams right now. So I like the Broncos big. Russell Wilson all day. There's not much else to say. When you have Geno Smith starting on the other side, you're pretty safe to win. Greg, what say you?
This is going to be the ugliest opening Monday night game ever. Yo, Seattle defense sucks. And this is Russell Wilson's revenge game. Listen, I expect big games from Jerry Jeudy and Sutton because no KJ Hamler. This is going to be ugly, bro. Denver all day. And I hope Jamal Adams gets burnt on at least 3 touchdowns.
Right, what say you?
I agree. I talked about Sutton Friday night. Think he's going to have a great night. I forgot about Jamal Adams. I hope he gets roasted and toasted all night. But the one player from Seattle I did say I hope he does well is Font. Noah Fant. So, but I think it's going to be brutal, and he's going to be the main guy getting all the catches. I don't think Metcalf and Lockett are going to do well.
Justin, my friend, what say you?
I don't know who Russell Wilson knows at ESPN that he got this game a public roasting, an actual massacre put on Monday Night Football. But don't mess with this man. When he is scorned, he will get back at you, and he will do it in public. Let's ride all the way.
All right. Well, those are our picks for the week. We got through it. Sorry it's running so late. We're gonna tighten that up next week. I promise you. Before we head out though, we want to talk about our DFS lineup. And before we do that, guys, it's Sunday, so we do got to hear from Fantasy Jesus. So I guess we're having some technical difficulties there with Fantasy Jesus. I'm not really sure what was going on with that. I heard it earlier, so my bad on that. All right, let's get on so we can move it along to our DFS lineups this week, our ultimate DFS lineups, as it were. Justin, we'll go to you first. I'll just bring up the graphic for you there, Fantasy Jesus. Talk about your ultimate DFS lineup.
Yeah. So I went with Kirk Cousins, and then we had Nick Chubb, AJ Dillon. I like AJ Dillon as a value at $5,300. He's going to be getting a lot of the goal line work. Aaron Jones is going to be a pass-heavy guy. Travis Etienne, I feel like he's going to get a good amount of touches. James Robinson is looking like he's going to be limited this week, rightfully so, coming off the Achilles tear. And then you got the receivers. I'm really proud of the receivers. I like T. Higgins. I like Terry McLaurin. Amon-Ra St. Brown showed a lot in preseason. Like he's actually going to be a guy in the NFL. So I like him at 6,100. Terry McLaurin, you guys know how I feel about Terry McLaurin at 6,500. And then T. Higgins here's something for you. Pittsburgh last year did a really good job with Cameron Sutton holding down whoever was number one. So now, T. Higgins is number two, And last year when he was the number 2, paired up against the number 2 corner, he went off for 30 points. So I'm just like thinking, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I'm going, all right, so Jamar Chase gets Cameron Sutton, and then T. Higgins gets whoever the hell the number 2 is. I'm going to take that all day long at 6,100. This really was just like a balanced budget play here. And I like Cole Kmet against the 49ers. Maybe not so much anymore because of the weather, but, whatever. And then the defense, like I said, Niners defense sacked Justin Fields 7 times last year. Even if he has a good game, there's a good chance he's going to get beat up.
All right. Like the matchups indeed. All right. So I'm going to give Fantasy Jesus one more try. Hold on real quick. Let's see if this works. No, still same.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, Greg, what say you on your ultimate DFS lineup?
Well, I think Derek Carr at 5,900 is a budget, man. That you can't go better than that. I think with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, I think he's a good pickup at that low of an amount. I did spend a little bit on Alvin Kamara. I think he's going to have a big game against Atlanta. And Saquon, I think he's going to do a lot in the receiving game. Where I'm big at, and this is my big pick of the week, because Elijah Moore, I think, is a bargain at 5,100, because at the end of the season, he finished, I think, in the top 10 wide receiver at the end of the season. And going into the season, he's going to be number 1 receiver for the Jets. And the Jets are going to be down. So against Baltimore. So they're going to be passing, and I think Elijah Moore is going to benefit off of that. Christian Kirk is the number 1 guy in Jacksonville. Who's Lawrence going to throw to but Christian Kirk? I like A.J. Dillon for the same thing Justin said. He's going to get a lot of the goal line carries in Green Bay. And Zach Ertz, I'm big on him this year. I think with Hopkins missing a lot, but the first 6 games of the season, they're going to rely on him a lot in the red zone. And the Eagles against who are they playing against? Jesus, I'm getting a Freddie moment right now. They're playing the Lions. Jared Goff. No said. Eagles all day at that bargain. I got them at 3,100. So I think for getting Carr at 59, the Eagles at 30, 31, and Christian Kirk and Elijah Moore, I think those are good bets.
Yeah, I like Kamara a lot for sure. Fred, what say you?
Same thing that he said about Derek Carr. I mean, I guess we all picking around the same price range for quarterbacks. I went with top running backs. I'm a running back lover. Derrick Henry should have a great year, and Dalvin Cook should be right behind him. I actually picked them 2 plus Taylor to have over 1,600 yards this year. That was my the bold pick. So 3 running backs have over 600 yards. Brandon Cooks, he always puts up points because Houston don't have anybody else. And Alan Lazard, like we already heard, don't ever go against Aaron Rodgers. If he tells you something, listen to him. I like Barrios. He's a little what?
Lazard isn't playing.
But neither is this guy Ertz. He's hurt too. But I had to make it sound good. So why you gonna interrupt it for?
I'm just saying, Lazard ain't playing, bro.
Hurts. I know he not. I gotta make it sound good. These Hurts, fool. Anyway, I picked Sky Moore because I've been listening to some stuff lately, and Mahomes said that he's gonna utilize Sky Moore a lot. So let's see. I think for 3,800. I think that was a steal. Darren.
I know one guy he's going to utilize.
Darren Waller, of course. I think he's going to do well. And then the Commanders' defense. I mean, he's going to beat them up. They're going to beat them up.
All right, here's mine. I actually spent up a little on QB. You know why? Because he's playing the Jets. So Lamar Jackson, my QB. I also like the Alvin Kamara, and I like the Antonio Gibson play. I talked about Raheem Mostert again. Bill Belichick, he does a good job with keying what you do best. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. We got a lot of weapons. He can't stop them all. And one a big playmaker we got is Raheem Mostert. I like him a lot today. Talked about Hunter Renfrow, Randall Cobb, like Aaron Rodgers, like I said in that matchup, and AJ Green. I think is a good value buy today with no now I'm having a Freddie moment too.
Yeah.
With
Write down your notes, guys.
Not Hopkins, the other guy.
More.
Thank you.
It's early. It's early in the morning, Jason. It's early.
Thank you. I spent up a little also on tight end, so I can have my little combo there with Lamar and Mark Andrews, and also Titans D again. Daniel Jones loves to turn over the ball, so might as well give them a shot. Why not? All right, guys, we're going to close things out. It is Sunday Fun Day. We're excited to get things started. We're so excited we went an hour and 40 minutes on you, so my apologies on that. We'll definitely tighten up that next week. We appreciate you guys. Freddie, got anything to say?
Yes, man, this is it. It's finally here. Regular season football. I've been waiting for the last 5 months for this. I'm sorry the Jets are hurt, but I'm excited. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Let's get it. Super excited. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys. We will see you on Monday for Overreaction Monday, and we are out.
We're on a mission, guys.
Right. That's because you have Mike.
We're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission, guys.
Put on your life vest, let's jump breaker. Put on your life vest, let's jump breaker. Put on your life vest, let's jump breaker.
We're on a mission, guys.
Yeah!